Hey guys, Andrew here, bringing you a quick demonstration of my AI-powered aim assist tool for Roblox Hypershot. We'll get into some gameplay clips and then an overview of the control panel in a moment, but first I just want to say that this tool is not for sale or distribution, and this is purely an exhibition of a tool I built purely as an exercise in vision-based control system development. If you want to learn more about this project and how it works, I encourage you to visit the full article on my website linked below. Now enjoy a bit of gameplay and skip to about 2 minutes in if you want to see the control panel. Enjoy! Let's have a look at the web-based control panel for this tool. You can see right at the top we have our on-off switch. I also have a hotkey of O, which can be used to turn the system on and off while in game. A button to save the default values so that they can be loaded next time. Below we have our two firing modes, manual and auto. Manual will only assist you when you're actually shooting at your target. Auto will shoot for you. It'll do the clicking for you. In manual mode, you can see we have semi-auto and full auto mode, and the difference is semi-auto will actually do the rapid clicking for you, and it will do that according to this interval, which you can set to be whatever you want. Clicking apply, we can set the system to shoot semi-automatic weapons at a very, very high fire rate. Moving over to auto mode, you'll see it's mostly the same. We have our two fire modes, but we also have a fire radius. This will allow the system to know how close to the center point it must get before it should start shooting. That way it's not just shooting blindly into the air as it's trying to track to its target. Moving down to target acquisition, you can see we have two different modes for acquiring the target, YOLO and color outline. For YOLO, we also have this additional setting, which is aim height. This will determine how high in the vertical axis to position the target, 50 being dead in the center of the bounding box, 0 being at the very top of the bounding box, and 100 being at the bottom. I tend to sit at around 30 because I don't want to be shooting over their heads, but I want to maximize hit chance while getting as many headshots as possible. Crosshair position, this is just to set the position of the crosshair on the screen. Capture size, this just sets the size of the window. So for instance, if you want to capture double the area, then you could set this to 1280 by 1280 and click apply, and that would make your area much bigger. Assist strength is a variable that manipulates the output strength of the nudging for the aim assist. For this test and for most of my use, I left it at 100, but if you wanted to make it more like a controller aim assist, then you could put this down to 30 or 40, and it would only add slight nudging. Next, and one of the most important things is the PID tuning. As mentioned in my article, I went with a purely proportional control, and the reason for that is explained there. But 27 seemed to be the sweet spot where I was getting basically no jitter, but also a fast enough response. I could increase this right up to 0.31, 0.35, but at that point you start getting oscillations, which really kind of defeats the purpose. The dead zone I had set to 8. This value seemed to be as small as I could go without having any jitter. I could go smaller within this, and that would increase performance and hitting targets that are further away. I'm going to skip over smoothing because I never ended up using it. This will allow you to actually see the overlay of what the AI sees along with your detections and your confidence. Turning this on will show that, but I'm not going to show that. It's not much to see. Moving down to the live status, we can take a look at the performance of this system as it runs on my PC. You can see right now we have 640 by 640 and we're capturing frames at 126 frames per second. If I go ahead and click O to turn the system on, you'll see the status is now enabled and we start detecting frames. We'll also track whether the mouse button is up. This doesn't refresh very quickly, so it's not exactly real time, but you get a good idea of the speed that in which it's running. So right now it looks like with the 640 by 640 on my 3060 Ti, we're running about 70 frames per second on the detection, which is more than fast enough. We're going to stop this. We'll go up and increase our capture view size to 1280 by 1280. Go down here, you can see that's changed there, and we'll turn the system back on. So now we're running a lot larger size of the screen, and so that should drop our detection FPS, but the trade-off there is we get more of the area of the screen under inference, allowing the system to see more targets. Even at this frame size, the detection frequency is fast enough that it would still be usable. You do lose a little bit of resolution because the image will be downsized to 640 by 640, but that really shouldn't make a huge difference unless the targets are really far away.